Hello and welcome to one more episode of Quick Chop. I'm Eric Liittschwager, your host for today's episode and pretty much all of them. Today we're going to be doing asparagus. It's the asparagus season. I know we've done asparagus before, but today we're going to kind of raise that level up a little bit. So stay tuned and let's get chopping. Quick Chop is provided by Mission Grocery Outlet in San Francisco. Asparagus, we get them all different times during the year, but when they're fresh and local in the summertime and the springtime, it's great. We're going to take asparagus, but we're going to kind of show you a new or a better way of preparing them, where we're kind of upping our game a little bit. So let's get started. So I've selected these. This is just enough. Now this is a cold asparagus dish. This is something great for the afternoon, lunchtime, something like that, side dish. Your asparagus, they just snap really simply. They're going to naturally break where they want to break. That's the woody part. You can keep this, they're good for making a puree or something like that. So we're just going to kind of go through and snap these guys off. If you've got the thin ones, you can kind of do it. You just kind of grab them and just go like that. You can kind of speed things up a little bit. Now, I'll check heights to make sure they're just relatively uniform. And then I like to just kind of trim and get a nice square base on them. Okay. If you're buying a lot of asparagus sometimes, and you know what happens, you stick them in your refrigerator and you forget them a day or so, and they get a little soft or a little wilted, do what I just did, and then you can put them into a bowl of water, just like that, and you can leave them there for about 10 minutes. It takes only about 10 minutes. And the great thing is they will kind of spring back. They will harden up. They'll kind of reosmosis. They will get that liquid back up inside the stalk, and they'll firm up so you can use them again. You can do that carrots too, actually. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to take off these little frond beginnings here. And it's pretty simple. Just take your paring knife and just take those off. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, I've got the water boiling in the background. We'll talk about that in a second. We've gone through and we've gotten the little frond starts off all of our stems. Now what we're going to do is we're going to really take it up another notch. So get yourself a little scrubby like this thing here, without the sponge. Not the one you scrub the pots with. It's the same, but don't use the same one. You know what I mean. So you take this thing, and I lay a pan down like this on top so I can have my hand here and hold it by the tip end and kind of just lay that on there. And then you just take your scrubby and just brush those down a little bit. And it cleans them up really nicely, because, we're like, we've got a first date, we really want to impress the presser. So look at that. They're beautifully, they're velvety, and they still have that nice color. And it's going to make these much more tender. So we're just going to kind of go through them all. You don't have to do a lot. Just kind of taking it off, cleaning them up. All my old girlfriends are probably saying, he never did that on my first date with him. And the glass gives you that kind of nice hard surface, and your knuckles you're not fighting with your knuckles on the cutting board. I've even used a stainless steel pot scrubber to do this, which works really well with carrots, by the way. If you clean your carrots, just pass them through this scrubby a little bit. You don't need to peel them. Now we're going to take our asparagus like that, and we're going to wrap them up with a little bit of twine. And the reason I'm doing this is because they're small asparagus, and really any asparagus, they are really delicate, the tips. And if we just throw them in the pot, they're going to bang against the side of the pan, and get damaged. So we want them to kind of stay nicely intact. And just put just a little overhand knot in there. We're blanching these, so we've got a big pot and we've got hot boiling water right there. So we're going to add some kosher salt, and you're going to add quite a bit of it. Salt's going to flavor and also help the asparagus retain their flavor. So it's got that saltiness to it. Now we're just going to drop those in. I don't want the water to stop boiling. If the water stops boiling when I put them in the asparagus, a couple of things are either happening. Pot's too small, not enough water, or too many asparagus. If you don't have a really big pot and you're doing a lot of asparagus, just do it in stages. Okay. Not long on those, a couple of minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to make a little vinaigrette. I've got some beautiful shallots, and we don't need a lot. I peeled one back a little bit, so what I do is I peel them back to the root, and I leave all that on and just expose it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mince these a little bit, and hold it with your back fingers, and you have your other fingers up here. I'm just going to take off the tip, and I'm going to slice once, twice horizontally. Then I'm going to take my knife down through the center a couple of times. And now we're just going to slice that up. See, it's still staying together. I don't have pieces of slices falling all over the place because I've left the root on. No need to go fast. Just go for technique. When scooping, I usually use the back of my knife, not the blade, to get under it, because less chance of cutting yourself and saves your blade edge a little. So with the vinaigrette, I'm going to add some olive oil. Keeping an eye on my asparagus there. Another 2 minutes there. I think we're good. More of my champagne vinegar, which I love. It's just softer, nice. A little bit of finishing salt. Or shallots. Asparagus are done. I'm going to rescue those out of their bath, and look at the color of those. So they're still beautifully green. Drop those in our ice bath. Cut the string. Gently take that off. Trying to protect those tips. I don't want to bang them around too much against the ice cubes. Just kind of roll them in there a little bit. That'll arrest the cooking process. I'll just leave them there for a second. I'm just going to pat those dry a little bit. Now today I'm garnishing these with some sliced prosciutto. So I just took some prosciutto and sliced it on the long side, just in these long kind of strips, and we're just going to kind of drizzle a little of that on the top. Prosciutto is really salty, so you probably are not even going to need to put any additional salt on these guys. Now I'm just going to take our vinaigrette, just kind of lay that on there. Now if you want a little of the finishing salt, and we'll just put a few little flakes on there. Now, summertime dish, daytime, I love rosés. This is a Côte d'Aron. It's $5.99 at Mission Grocery Outlet. fantastic deal. I saw it at Molly Stone's for $16, so it's no joke. Great deal. Love French rosés. I've got another video out there where we go over French rosés. Great region, Côte du Rhône, and wines of Provence. Beautiful strawberry, dry, crisp strawberry to it. Love it. All right, let's try this guy. See how these came out. Not bad. Well, there you have it. Asparagus with some prosciutto and a champagne vinaigrette. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next time. We'll have more recipes coming, and send us our comments. Send us your comments at newsupnow.org. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and follow us on Instagram. Take care. See you next time.